a lot of folks approach me after speaking engagement and they say, how can we actually practice recognition? I have so much to do. I have so much on my plate. There's no budget. My boss doesn't recognize me. The number of excuses I hear about why people can't recognize other folks or do it as consistently is amazing. So I thought, you know what? Why don't I do my top 5 and share with you an idea about how to combat that excuse if you have it in your own life or if you hear it from other people. First excuse that we hear is it's favoritism. How can I recognize one person because then other people will think that I am playing favorites? Well, you do have to worry about it if in fact you have favorites. But if you don't have favorites, if in fact you equally value people. Now granted, some folks may be harder to work with than others. Maybe you've got some people who even complain on your team. I've heard that happens from time to time. But the point is that fairness is not something that everyone will see the exact same way. Please don't let it stop you from recognizing your best people. You want to acknowledge the things you want to see more of. And if it just happens that some people consistently are demonstrating that, I would strongly encourage you not to let it limit your recognition efforts. Number 2, I have no time. And it's right. You have no time. I have no time. Even my kids say they have no time. They have time. But the point is that there are ways that you can recognize people in sincere, meaningful, easy ways right when that moment of acknowledgement deserves to happen. So in other words, catch people doing something that deserves acknowledgement, and you don't have to go to your office and then pull out a thank you card and write it and send it, or figure out the perfect gift or apply for a gift card through the corporate program. If it deserves acknowledgement, why not do it right then and there? Next excuse, I have negative people. What would I acknowledge in these folks? Well, it's true. It can be very hard to find something to acknowledge with somebody who is so negative and frustrates people. However, one of the most important lessons I learned from my co-author Brenda Salter-Minden is that a complaint is merely a poorly worded request. So their greatness is just really well hidden, and it is your job to be a sleuth to figure it out. And I bet you it won't be that hard, because when you begin to look through the lens of their greatness is there, it's just very well hidden, you can start to think about how they're excellent in other aspects of their job. Perhaps what makes them technically fabulous are the exact same things that they want to bring to the role in other ways. It's just the way in which they're communicating in other contexts is being experienced as negative. Third thing, we have no money. And actually, I would see your point in that. Conference Board of Canada's recent study on recognition demonstrated that we are tying up our money in very expensive, cumbersome programs. And so very rarely do we have funds, even small gift certificates even, at the local level, meaning department or group level. However, we know that the most important ways people want to be recognized are by sincere, personal, specific words of acknowledgement in the moment so that it's timely. That costs nothing. And in fact, I bet you're already doing that. So acknowledge the fact that you are, and why not do it more? Number 5 excuse is that we have those corporate programs in place, and so that is the job of our corporate people. Well, what happens if the first time somebody's really meaningful acknowledged that they can remember happens when they have their 20 years of service, if in fact they make it that long? Well, that's a long time to question it. Do people even appreciate me around here? Am I valued? How much are they actually contributing their best when they're not even sure? So I would say do as much as you can at the local level. And yes, the corporate programs are important. What we're seeing in the most recent studies, though, across North America is that the corporate programs are failing to get the results that we need. So please don't rely on those as your only form of recognition or your primary form. If you have some other excuses that you have heard and perhaps you have even shared, then definitely comment it, because let's get the excuses going so that we can debunk them. And I promise I'll do another vlog with even more excuses. And furthermore, why don't you share this with other folks so that you and other colleagues can start to really make sure that you're not falling victim to the excuse trap. We all do. I have from time to time. Shh, don't tell anyone. And we're trying to make sure that we are getting the energy for recognition so that we get those breakthrough results. My name's Sarah McVanel. Be well and be great.